Good afternoon. My name is Malik Bell, and today I will be discussing change management policies and procedures. And on the first slide, as you see, we have a problem within a department that has come to my attention. Um, we have a nurse who has requested a change to a section in the nursing documentation. And the IT analyst made the change but did not know the documentation was also shared with the respiratory team. The problem was seemingly fixed until the respiratory team lost the ability to chart patient data elements. So this brings me to talking about change control and implementing a change control process within the department. And first, I like to decipher the difference between change management and change control. So change management is just a standard strategy to managing the transition or transformation of the organization's goals, processes, or technologies. The goal here is to adopt new techniques, influence change, regulate change, and assist employees to adapt to change. And in the change control process, this is this process will help the flow of information when it comes to new projects or interface changes. A successful process should enable good team communication and good workflow organization. Now, this brings me to the actual change control implementation. So, this is what I want to happen every time there's a request for a change within the system. There will be a meeting for the IT team and the person who requested the change. They will follow these steps. This is the change control process. You will follow the initiation step. This is where the change is requested. Then you go to the assessment part. This is where the change gets evaluated and the 7 R's will be discussed. You talk about the analysis. This is where the change is either approved or denied. Then you have the implementation. If the change is approved, the change will be implemented. And then you close it. This is where you request the. This is where your request is closed, and the change has happened. So as I mentioned earlier in the assessment step about the 7 R's, this is the 7 R's, and you will discuss the 7 R's in the assessment portion of the meeting. First, you will talk about who raised the question. In this situation, the nurse. So step one, or the first R has been answered. What is the reason for the change? Understand the why. We don't have an understanding of the why or a reason for the nurse wanting to change the documentation. Step three, what return is required from the change? This is where you want to know what will be the outcome of the change if it's implemented. What are the benefits? What evidence and arguments are needed? And step four, what is the risk of the change? Know all of the risk. Know what's going on. In this situation, nobody knew that the change would affect the respiratory team in their ability to change patient data elements within the system. Step 5, what resources are required for the change? Step 6, who is responsible to create, test, and implement the change? Step 7, what is the relationship between the new requested and any other changes? Just like this prime example in this situation right here. Nobody knew the relationship between the new change and the existing part in the system that it was going to have an effect. And when the change is implemented, this is how we will discuss the end user communication. This is where you find everyone in the department and discuss what changes have been made. So after the change is made, for all new changes, there would be a short demonstration video that would be made by IT and a physician volunteer to act out how the new feature works. After the video is made, each department will receive an email of the video. And if any problems arise and employees have issues, email IT and IT will put an end to your problem. And that is the end of the presentation. Thank you.